Khmer Rouge could even be considered a second time, considering what they did between 75 and 79. Last year we organised in Oxford a Nobel Laureates petition in which we had 12 leading academicians from around the world signing a petition to the UN Secretary-General. Within a week this year, all 12 had responded in the affirmative to renew that petition which was published last week in the Financial Times. I think an earnest of deep concern. Indeed, one of them wrote to me and said, I never usually sign petitions as a Nobel laureate, but this is such a clear-cut case that I'm going to make an exception here.
And Claude, we've seen what the Foreign Secretary has said. Now, in your view, what could a British government do now to change things?
Well, first of all, to stop misleading the House of Commons and the British people, which it's been doing for at least the past 2 years. We've continually been asking questions and not getting any answers. And this, of course, I think the big lie has been shown, for instance, in the continual statement, we are not supporting the Khmer Rouge, we don't want to see the return of Pol Pot. Yet at the same time, as you said on the film, the British government has in fact been training Cambodian guerrillas to destabilise the Cambodian government and to fight alongside the Khmer Rouge and Pol Pot inside Cambodia at the moment. So what I would like to see, first of all, obviously, is a halt to the war. I think it's very important to get some kind of ceasefire so that people can start talking again about a solution to the Cambodian problem, and for the West to stop pushing Sihanouk on the people of Cambodia, because there's no doubt Sihanouk doesn't have the support that he did once have within Cambodia, and the majority of Cambodian people now support the present Prime Minister of Cambodia, Hun Sen, and there's no doubt they don't want the Khmer Rouge back in any shape or form.
But just in practical terms, what would you, in government, what would your government do to stop Pol Pot? Now, you said what this government isn't doing, but what could a British government do to stop him?
Well, of course, it could have done quite a lot at the United Nations last week in challenging the credentials of the coalition, of which the dominant partner, of course, are the Khmer Rouge and Pol Pot. They could have done that. They could also have not signed that resolution. And to suggest there's been any change in British government policy is plainly a lie. There has been no change, apart from a very small amount of aid. What the Cambodians need now is massive aid, the kind of aid that only the UN can actually provide, but also a lot of aid from the British people.
But how do you bring about the ceasefire? Now, I mean, in practical terms, how do you stop the fighting? How do you stop Pol Pot?
You bring people round a table again. You have to reconvene a conference and you have to start talking again. Bring all the factions together and get a discussion going on what kind of political settlement you can get in